Situated smack in the middle of one of the poorest towns in Tunisia, the archaic paper factory casts a long shadow. In the neighborhood of Hayy al-Khadra, nearly everyone takes medication to help them breathe. Roba Dahibi, like many of her neighbors, suffers from chronic respiratory problems.
Every time the chlorine gas is emitted, we are asphyxiated. We start to cough and it's hard to breathe. For me, it has become a lifelong sickness.
Many people here have needed surgery on their kidneys or livers. Others have gone blind. And this factory is the prime suspect. Officials declined our repeated requests for comment. But the pollution blamed on the factory is well known. The toxic cloud, part of everyday life for Kasserine.
This smoke is laden with nitrates, monocarbons, which are dangerous chemicals. There's also chloride gas leaks. This can affect someone's breathing.
The factory is also releasing toxic chemicals into the region's waterways, including chloric acid, sulfuric acid, calcium carbonate, and mercury residue. Every day, the factory discharges more than 10,000 square meters of contaminated water into Kasserine's only river, the same river that flows right into the heart of the agricultural zone. Farmers pump water from this river onto their crops. The national company of cellulose and alpha paper makes products that are exported to markets in Europe and the Far East, but its technology is decades old and hasn't kept up with even the most basic environmental standards. There has been no studies to examine the impact on people's health, and so far, no one has been able to successfully sue in court for exposure to the daily pollution.
The cases where the injuries caused by a specific accident are very straightforward, but the cases caused by daily exposure to pollution are much harder to prove.
The publicly owned factory is the only big employer in town, and many would rather endure the pollution than to see it close. In reality, the factory is a shadow of what it once was. Production is just 10% of levels 10 years ago, and it runs at a loss. It remains a potent threat to people's health. Yasmine Ryan, CCTV, Tunis.